Hello, welcome. Welcome to Chasing Carrots with Halls of Torment. I'm Paul and this is Mara. Mara, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm also very well. I like to breathe oxygen. Yes, we're back with another stream from with Halls of Torment, and we have made a lot of progress. We got a lot of good feedback from our community. And yeah, we all want to welcome you all to the stream. We want to play a little bit and answer any questions that you have. Talk about the game. Talk about the future of the game and what we have planned. Yeah, it's going to be pretty cozy, I guess, and chill. And
Yeah.
we're just chatting about it.
Yeah, we'll play. You can ask questions, and we're showing some stuff.
Yeah. So welcome, and if you have anything to say, tell us. We look at the chat, and we will play. Like first, Mara will play one game, then I, and then just chat. So so it's been quite. When did we stream last time?
6 weeks ago.
6 weeks.
Yes, it is quite a story because we wanted to stream roughly every 3 weeks, but then some stream afterwards was exactly on a date when 5 weeks when the prelude started.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then last week you couldn't, and then it's this week, so 5 weeks ago.
So there's a question. What is the vision for this game? Well, the vision is to have a cool game. That's too general. I know. The vision is to make it a little bit more, add a little bit more depth to it, or a lot of more depth to it. So the baseline is there in the prelude version, but we want to have a few more story bits, a little bit more mechanics that unlock as the more you play, so that it feels like you unlock layers of an interesting world. It's just not just mechanics. It's a little bit more filled with atmosphere and stuff like that. Are we planning to have a skill tree? Not in the traditional sense, I guess. Not in what you would probably.
You will not see a skill tree. Yeah. At least that's not planned. But I did something for something we're going to show you later, which is not a skill tree, but more like you have a choice of upgrades when you're going up through the trades. We made an example of what we have in mind, and I can explain that a bit later. For now, I just wanted to have a normal playthrough, but show you some debugging or what it's debugging, balancing tools, and let you decide what we're going to try. So you can see some numbers which we cannot present yet in a game for users. I will just change the screen, and in between we can also read questions and answer them.
Yeah.
Does our progress, like upgrades, gold, and items collected, carry over? The answer is yes, it will be. I mean, as much as it can, and probably everything will, but if stuff changes, there might be some. But the quests are basically saved, and the unlocks aren't saved. So on quests, so if there's something changing in the unlock priority, you will have it because you have completed the quest.
Yeah,
that's the important part.
There's another question from Shamo PM. How long have we been working on the game? So we've started last year, like in September, I guess. September, October
was the first, yeah, and like really a lot from November.
Yeah, we pushed the game, the progress pretty hard last year, and then it's like Cleric, yes.
Yes, Cleric. We're coming to that later.
yeah, we will introduce the Cleric today, and we will play a little bit with him later. Yeah, and thanks for the nice words. We really appreciate any positive feedback from you guys. We really hyped that you like the game, that it's yeah it's yeah, that it gets such a good feedback, and yeah, I'm really happy with how people receive it, and we hope we can get it up a notch and get it even better.
Okay, before we continue with that one, the first round I will play depending on your input. So the Cleric is out for now. I'm not taking that one, but you can decide which of the characters I'm choosing and the abilities I'm taking. And if you're fast enough, also can spam the traits I should choose. So which character do you want to see me playing? The Swordsman, the Archer, or the Executor, Exterminator?
Exterminator.
You keep forgetting
like,
that.
Yeah, it's the English word for Kammerjäger.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit, because Exterminator sounds like very, actiony, but it's actually like a profession, like hunting pests and rats and stuff like that.
I'm the Exterminator. I'm putting stuff on fire.
Yeah, I'm burning.
I'm running around behind rats and try to burn them. Okay, no one wants to decide the character, so probably you want to go for the Archer, because I'm boring.
I go with the Archer. That's like my default. But yeah, the characters are as well. Let's see. There have been a few other questions. When is released so we can give you our money for this addictive game? We hope that we will go into early access first. So this is when you will be able to buy the game, and it should be in the middle of this year. So I'm hesitant to give a month, because it's always. But
we have on our Steam page Q2, and this is what we still will be targeting for, and hope that we can actually do that. But we must be honest that June is a very bad month to release.
Yes, June is bad. So before June would be nice.
If we cannot make it properly by the end of May, we might just skip the entire June just because of marketing reasons.
Yeah.
But we will take that time to actually improve on a game and maybe update the prelude. So it really depends.
Yeah. There was another question. If there was a question I've saw. Yeah. Are there any hardcore Diablo fans in our team, or were we simply inspired by Diablo? Well, hardcore depends what you define as hardcore. I mean, there are a lot of Diablo players here in the team, like the founders, Dominic and Patrick. They love Diablo. They've played it a lot, and I'm really a Diablo fan too, particularly of the first two parts. The later games didn't do much for me, but fine. Diablo 4, I'm looking forward to it, but not sure about it yet. I haven't seen much of it. I haven't played the beta because I also don't have much time to play in general. But yeah, Diablo was a heavy inspiration, and Path of Exile was a heavy inspiration too, which is of course again inspired by Diablo. So there's a lot of things that came from that thing. Let's see what else. Yeah, we also already said something about the release schedule. I really like the 2D sprites. Thank you. We put a lot of effort into it. The quest system unlocks new items, right? How many are there in the game? Well, I don't know the exact number.
78?
No, yeah, 78.
somewhere around 80.
They don't unlock only items, they also unlock other things as well.
Yeah, you can unlock new traits, abilities, ability upgrades. No, wait. Oh yeah, ability upgrades, like new ability traits, basically.
Yeah.
Also, there's currently a hidden bonus in it that gives like 0.5% experience bonus.
Oh, there's a green slime.
Yeah, there's a... No, it's actually a dark slime because I
Yeah,
was
it's
too
a dark
stupid
slime.
to set up the shader
Oh,
properly.
okay, yeah,
I told you. I have
Yes.
no idea what I have done.
I'm sorry, I was so immersed in my work, and I hurt you.
Yeah,
and
but it's for test, right? So I don't really care if this.
It's absolutely okay. Yes.
Oh, high affinity.
There are a lot of placeholders we use. Are you making a? Are you doing a not standstill?
No, I've done things that I have the correct setup for it.
Oh, okay.
There were like someone noticing that I'm actually equipping stuff that's not available in the prelude yet. Yes, it's true.
Okay.
I have stuff on me that's not available in the prelude, but it's already in a game because we had it in the playtest. But I had no unlock condition yet where I wanted to be. So, but I have just unlocked all items on my game.
Yeah. Is there going to be a cow level? No. I mean, we are drawing so heavily on Diablo and similar games that I think any other reference to that, any further reference would be redundant. I think, you know, there is a point where okay, we don't have to lean that much into this. We should bring something new and original from ourselves into it and build on top of what we have, you know? For example, one teammate suggested to me that when the Imp Chieftain comes, there should be a reference to the Butcher and Diablo, but that would go too far for me, you know? It's like member berries. You know that? It's like, for me, I kind of feel it's annoying. I don't like to stretch it too far with these things, if you know what I mean.
How many devs and artists are working on a game?
I mean,
we have 5 people in the office.
Yeah.
But if you're asking how much work time of ours is allocated to the game, in average it would be roughly 3. Because we're also having like contract jobs we're doing, or a few other colleagues are mostly doing, and
they bringing the money in, so we can do this thing. You know, they make a very important job, and yeah, it's tough right now, but yeah, art-wise, it depends. On the 5 people, there are like 3 or on average 3 people are working on the games simultaneously. But in terms of how many people in total there were, so it's like me, Mara, then Daniel is doing 7, right?
We have 7 people.
Yeah.
We have 5 people here. We have currently an intern, and then we have another intern who did help you with all that exporting stuff and
Yeah.
like how we got the graphics into the game.
So, but most of, for example, most of the characters, or if not all, not done by me.
You did all characters
except the imp Nicholas.
Oh,
yeah. But the characters are all my working. Yeah, sound, music, it's also me, and I kind of lag behind on work. I have to do so much to make it a little bit more complete. But yeah, it's a lot. So what else? I mean, devs did answer that already. Is there a possibility to dynamically enable auto-aiming without going into the settings? In my example, auto-aiming would be enabled when not manually aiming with the thumbstick, but when the thumbstick is in a neutral position, it would enable auto-aim again. Yeah, that's something we still need to polish. I would like to have a hotkey for auto-aiming, because it has been requested so many times. And yeah, this janky behavior that you described, I want to get rid of that, but there are a lot of functions that we still need to polish and work on, so it's definitely on the list. Yeah, currently it's not possible, I'm sorry for that, but we are working on it.
You wanted to enable something, I totally forgot it. What? Do you have the mouse?
Here's the mouse.
Yes, thank you. This is like a dev overview, and I wanted to turn on this one, show rank, which is a bit stupid because I'm not interested in this rank, but I'm interested in the numbers.
Yeah, this is how Mara works. She has like tons of spreadsheets and arcane numbers and stuff, and then she adds a ton of you know, stats into the game so she can balance, make the balancing work. And it's a science for itself, and I really admire it. I rarely have a deep grasp of what's going on, but she makes an effort to explain it to me, so I'm not still in the loop, and I'm good for that.
Hi.
Yeah, and I'm doing all the movement and pattern and system stuff. Design. Anything else? Will there be a leaderboard for different categories such as maps, monsters? I don't think we will have a leaderboard. I don't think it's a
I actually like that idea.
Oh, really? Would
Yeah.
you?
Look, we even have a score. I'm already calculating
Okay.
a score.
Okay, I will not rule it out, but I'm not sure. I don't know. We haven't planned it. We haven't planned it.
But to be honest, I really would just like to go over the Steam leaderboard.
Yeah.
Because Steam leaderboards is mostly seeing the 10 people around you and then seeing the top people. And if you have a lot of scores, I really dislike that idea because you get no sense on how good you're really.
Yes.
And what I really like is like downhill mountain or what do you
Yeah, I know.
and a rally game, and they give you more of a sense where you're standing overall. So they tell you, oh, you're in the top 10% or top 15%. There's also the Poly Bridge Builder, I believe. They have also a really good ranking system where the goal is to use as little materials as possible. And you basically see where you are, and you see like distribution of all players where they're around. This is awesome. Mario Kart also has this kind of.
Yeah, Zectronics does this, but Zectronics is like more on the puzzly side of things, the puzzle game. But the solutions to the levels are always there are many solutions with different metrics, and at the end of every level it shows you a histogram of how many people were in which bracket of the solution. Solution. It was also pretty cool, and it kind of tempted you to replay the level and make it better. And that was fun. So yeah, I don't know. We did not intend to have like a leaderboard thing because it's another technical thing we have to take care of, and I don't know if it would add that much currently. Maybe on a later stage when we have more time to do this. I don't want to exclude it by default. So let's see. Oh, that's one mouse.
Yeah. Is a Vampire Survivor big inspiration for ideas and design? I must be saying the first inspiration or the first game we talked about was 20 Minutes Till Dawn, right?
Yeah, that's
and I played it and I disliked it. I played it in a quite early state and I got bored of it really quickly because it's not offering that much variation. And at that time the Endless mode was coming out and it was like, okay, that's like it was not properly balanced. I understand that people really like on such games, but you can just go overboard and balancing doesn't really matter that much. but I feel like it's more interesting to rise if you have a solid foundation. And then I played actually Vampire Survivor. I had friends playing it before, and I played some Vampire Survivors. And what I really liked about it was like you're playing it, and you play it for 5 hours and you discover new stuff, and that was really awesome. And I really liked what you want to do with it.
Yeah, you mean with House of Torment?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope it's going to be good. But my story with Vampire Survivors was that I avoided it specifically because there was such a hype around it, and I tend to avoid any hype, and things for me immediately get uninteresting when enough people like it. You know, I like niche games, and I get into these things. But I enjoyed 20 Minutes Till Dawn, and I had fun with it, and Dominic had fun with it. He suggested it to me, and then when Mara said that she played Vampire Survivors and gushed about it, basically on a game design perspective, I had to try it too. So I tried it and I said, okay, this thing is awesome. It's like very well designed, and we can get a lot out of it. And I enjoyed it. In the end, I had my perspective changed entirely on the game, and I kind of was glad that I tried it. So Vampire Survivors' success was an impetus for this game. But inspiration comes from different areas. Also, of course, as well, also from Vampire Survivors, but also from other games.
Vampire Survivors basically for me is the inspiration to not go overboard too fast and leave room for growth. Especially, I really like to see what Vampire Survivor did better than its predecessors. That's quite interesting because many people believe, oh, it's all Vampire Survivors, but I've seen the game that came before and that inspired Vampire Survivors. And I must say, the person who made Vampire Survivor came up with pretty good solutions to problems. That
It was interesting. I feel like the gold gains are a tiny bit on the lower side. Yeah, that might be that's a valid feeling. We are still balancing stuff, so that might change. But yeah, we take a lot of care into getting the amounts right, so the progress has a determined place. Like solid idea, okay. I really like items like the ring, which converts your main weapon damage into fire. Other plans to add similar modifiers and more dynamic effects contribute to its level up system. Yes, there will be a few more effects. We will have probably something lightning related.
yes.
And yeah, we have already two notes that which we want to.
Yeah, what is basically done currently in the design process for characters and traits and abilities and items is we have those characters and we see them a bit around and trying to introduce something new with each of them. And every time we do that, we try to find items or ways how ability works so they can be combined with already existing stuff. That would be the idea.
Can we have multiplayer? Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
That's going to be very difficult to get into the fact, and also the game design is not laid out. We would have had to plan this from the start. So this is not going to happen. Seeing abilities, traits you picked in a run in the future would be cool. Yes, you mean at the end of the run, right? or maybe like in the stats. I mean, we need more information on your character and what you have and what you pick definitely. There will be some we will display some more information, but I don't know if we will show you each single trait you pick, because there are really a lot of them, and might be too much stuff in this one. Okaravana says, I love playing Prelude. Thank you. How many percent does Prelude show in relation to the full release version? 10 or 20%? We have to pick 10, either 10 or 20. I don't know yet. That depends how successful we will be.
And how creative we're going. I mean, we made a list internally, for example, for like around 20 characters.
Yeah.
So to give you an idea how many characters, and they all have like their own tag and maybe an idea what they should resolve around, but we have no clear idea about all the items' abilities yet. So, and also I believe we have ideas for 4 more stages or something like that.
Yeah. So there will be a little bit of difference in depending on which content you look at. If you look character-wise, we will have lots of more characters, but how many? If you equate content to how many stages there are, then you have fewer stages in comparison with.
I mean, we don't know yet, right?
Yeah,
I
but
mean, do you count in variations of stations? Like
stages,
yeah, like
okay.
yeah, levels like no, we have not settled on a fixed time yet. But for example, we have the Torment rank. That's the thing on the right there. You can actually I need to point in that direction. It's the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
There's like the rank, and then there's 4, and that's my Torment rank right now on that level. And we disabled it in a very early beginning. That it actually modifies the difficulty of the stage. But that would be something we can enable, very like the harder difficulties in Vampire Survivor, and we had also like 1 or 2 other ideas to modify the stages and even have random spawns.
So there is a lot of of course you can kind of. The idea was that we have a shrine in the overworld, and you can add modifiers to your run for the stage, and additional mobs coming, or there are different circumstances in which you have to survive. And but the rewards is certain things only unlock if you clear a stage with a certain difficulty. Yeah, that's the idea. So yeah, percent-wise, I can't give you a figure, but maybe 20. I don't know.
It's really hard to say. If you would ask me, I would say we are probably closer to 20 than 10.
Yeah.
Far closer to 20.
More controlling character with what happened if you grabbed the other? Oh, I think we missed that one as well. That was quite a while ago.
I am ignoring the new ability basically. I will leave that for you.
Yeah, I will show you the new stuff, because I haven't played the new stuff yet, and I will be. That's the fun part. Vampire Survivors is way too over the top, crazy and epileptic. I like Hot Design more, and I don't like so much.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, there's a game. There should be a game for every taste, and we're trying to, we want to do something different. The inspiration is, it carries its inspiration on the sleeve, of course, but the other combination is unique, I think. So, by its opinion, thanks for the response. Are there any plans for ascendant abilities like in Vampire Survivors? I would love to have something like that, and we've talked about it a couple of times, but that's further down the line. Because right now Mara has already 6 abilities, right? All the slots are covered. but we'll have upgrades for those as well.
Yeah, we will introduce ability upgrades later to you. An idea we came up earlier this week to solve a design problem we have. And so I hacked it into the game so we can test it out how it feels. And what do you think if that would be a good idea?
Hi Seppa! Yeah, that was also quite a few minutes ago. But hello Seppa, nice to see you. Will you guys ever make a character that is OP but can't move? I don't know, maybe? Maybe. Like the tree in Vampire Survivors. I mean, it does move, but very slowly, but you can kind of speed it up.
I mean, it would be quite interesting, but maybe not an OP character, make a character which is giving you like a really high bonus on collecting gold or anything.
Yeah.
But it's like normal, hard to play, and then you need to figure out how that stuff works, because I'm really inspired by the people that try to have this runs where they don't move at all.
Okay. Item or element synergy will be a lot more interesting, but I think it will be hard to balance.
Yeah, and I don't care about that part. Okay, I actually care, but I care less than this foundations for the balancing itself. I believe if you take stuff separately, they should work very similar. And then the balancing with like synergies, that is something we cannot foresee. There'll be so many combinations that it will be virtually impossible to test out everything just to make sure that it's all working fine. I can do some example calculations, but that's it. I can't do more than that. If you come up with some crazy shit and oh fuck, I didn't want it to be
Too late.
too late, okay.
But now you have 7 abilities.
It is possible because we
possible,
haven't limited it. Yes, the game volume is higher than you guys' voice. Sorry.
Sorry. Hope that's better. Will there be more displayed stats at the end of the run, like what weapons did some amount of damage? Yes, that's planned also. The final screen is very skimpy on details, so that should change as well, I think. It also should tell you which quests you completed, because it might be that you complete quite a lot of quests in one run and you forget what you did and what things you've unlocked, because people miss out on that. They don't realize that, oh, you've unlocked a new ability or a new item or stuff like that. So it should let you know. Torment Survivors shows you every upgrade pick, even chronologically, and it's a bit much, especially at the 100 levels. Yeah, it's a bit much. Okay. So yeah, I don't know if we're going to do this, because
I mean, we had that log files, and I wrote
yeah.
like a thing in Google Docs to evaluate it and show you all that stuff. But yes, I agree, it's way too much to really go through it every run.
It has not much value, because I don't know if people will look at this also. So it's well just.
I feel like information should be limited to the essential parts that actually make a difference.
Okay. Suggestion: displaying current stats when deciding between level up choices like attack speed, crit chance would be helpful. Yes, that has been also asked for quite some time. Several times, I mean.
I'm dying. I'm not paying too much attention to the game.
Oops. Oops. Let's see.
Yeah.
You can revive.
Here you go. Bye.
Yeah, what was it again? Oh yes, showing you what changes and what the current stats are. That would be nice. And I have an idea for that UI-wise, how to show this. It's like the same league of features that also includes the the information at the end of the screen, for example. It's like the same class of quality of life features. Volume, okay, we did that. Yes, the game volume is higher than the character's voice. That should be better now. What do you guys think about making mixes of abilities? Something like mixing up the thorns and inflating balls. Mixing up? I don't know what you mean by mixing up. I mean,
Which was the first ability?
the first ability was Astronomer's Orbs.
But that is a rotating orbs. What is the other ability?
Oh, the other ability was... Oh, sorry. Let me see. Like the arcane splinters, I guess.
Ah, okay, that's the rotating stuff. I have right now a hard time to imagine what benefit would a mix of those two abilities be.
Yeah, or how do you mix them? I mean, it depends on what kind of... Do you want to have the pattern of the one and the projectile of the other?
I mean, there are probably good combinations or like ultimate upgrades, very similar to Vampire Survivor. But I particularly don't see those two because I cannot imagine how that works. Oops. Yeah, I was just running around.
It's okay.
Take over.
Yes.
It's your turn now, and you're going to play the Cleric guy.
Okay, I will do this. There he goes.
Oh, you can change your...
I don't like the walk animation. It's really
You can take some blessings or some items with you.
I need to rework the walking animation. I really hate it. Anyway, let's just answer
An
the question.
AoE flashlight. Yes, that's Radiant Hour. And we will come to that. Holy garlic. Yes. There will be more to it. We will go into that detail later. Maybe an onion AoE when an enemy touches makes them cry and get dot. There's actually an armor that when enemies touching you they start burning, but you cannot unlock it yet. Green Slime's OP. Yes. Suggestion. I think the final boss should be stronger or at least faster. In the current state it's harder to survive the last minute of the run than the boss itself. Have you thought about different final bosses? If you make it to the end of the level 2, you will see the second final boss.
Yeah.
Because we just added that for this build.
Yeah.
To be fair, the final bosses are not even slightly balanced yet. I actually tenfold the HP shortly before the prelude, just in case it happens that somehow is surviving that death penalty stuff. And yeah, otherwise the boss would have been even weaker. Will there be any level up stats such as... no, that will not happening. We will not have strength, dex, and agility. You will just have... because that would add too many layers to control in such a short time. Question, if the stairs will still crash... No, Seppa, the stairs are not crashing the game anymore because too many people sent us support requests about the game crashing unexpectedly. The walk animation is pure nostalgic, so I love it.
Okay, then I'll keep it.
Armor synergy with boots that give 90% reduced movement and increased sounds by 80%. Oh, you mean the sounds of... Fist of Thorns. Yeah.
Thornfists.
Thornfist.
Oh, wow. What else do we have? Armor. We don't have any armor, do we? Oh,
You
do
have a lot. You need just to scroll. We have way too much. Look, there's a shadow cloak and that's not available in the
I'm
prelude.
not going with the shadow cloak.
That's fun because it's one of the first armors that's currently not in.
Yeah. Oh, I need to fix this. I mean, this menu is still bugged. So. Shockwave core. Oh. I forgot function there. What else can we do? What else can we do?
Will there be more precise descriptions for stats like defense? It is not clear on first look how exactly it reduces damage. Yeah, I made a suggestion to have like the calculated damage reduction because it's a relative one. Be displayed in the tooltip, very like in Brotato.
Yeah. Yeah, we are missing a little bit of information there. It's true.
I mean, there's a part when a ton of skeletons appear and it burns the game, but removing some will not be that funny knowing how good it feels to get out of there.
Let's do this.
Will there be loot boxes and bikini skins like in AAA games?
No.
Yeah, please, I want that bikini on that skeleton cleric. Wouldn't you pay for that?
No.
Okay, I wouldn't either, so...
Oh wait, no, I just noticed that Daniel added like what's it called?
Fuck.
No, I mean the metal stuff on the door. I forgot the word. Oh, there's a
Those bolts.
Oh, that's test.
Yeah,
bolts.
Don't do the test ground.
That's the test ground. Don't do the test grounds. Don't do it. Okay, let's see. Oh wait, let me disable this. Or do you want to see it?
No, disable it for now. Yeah, that's awesome. We have too many input devices here because we have two computers.
Yeah, it's a little bit distracting. I'm making a lot of damage.
Okay, the priest character is like a magic melee character, as you can maybe see, and the difference compared to the swordsman is basically he deals a certain amount of damage with each strike, and depending on how many enemies are in his range, the damage will be split. It is not an improved version of the swordsman, it's a different kind of melee character.
Yeah. They will also get a different effect for that attack because
Yeah.
it feels like melee, but it's actually like the radiant aura, but with a limited angle.
I mean the range is a bit further.
Yeah. Match and range.
Okay,
Okay.
one thing you have here is it's perfect because it gives you the choice between two proficient stand abilities.
Mm-hmm.
The close range and the wide area.
Okay, I see.
So that's something I want to try is that your character and all the abilities are not having one choice for your upgrade, but two.
Okay, but that's cleric specific, right? Those two choices.
Those two choices are cleric specific, right?
Okay.
I removed the cleric and made a description of it because it is practically very clear that this is maybe we should put in an image that it's for the cleric.
I probably should make icons for that. But
And you can now decide if you want to take the 20% damage with reduced range or with increased range.
because those two things are neither bad nor good, right?
It depends on your
It depends on the
playstyle.
playstyle, yes, because a wider range spreads the the damage between more enemies. And if I want to focus, but I think I like to
Okay,
crowds.
let me explain you something. If The idea behind that one right now is, if you're reducing the range of your attack, you have more control of what you attack. And if you want to snipe down a boss really quick, you could do that with a Cleric by reducing the range and controlling what he attacks. That would be an option for future runs. If you don't like to do that, that's fine. So you're just going for more range.
I think I can.
But you're not increasing the total damage you deal just by increasing the range. That's something the Swordsman is doing. The Swordsman deals like 80 base damage
Yeah.
on every enemy hit, so increasing the range will actually increase your DPS. The DPS with the Cleric will not change depending on how many enemies he's hitting.
Absolutely. And that's the interesting part of it. And
So in early games, his ability is like super strong, but as soon as you're 20 minutes in and you have like 50 enemies inside that range, you are dealing almost no damage with it. I don't think that you can extend the range or the cone to 360 degree. You would need a lot of upgrades, and that's currently not possible. What Paul chose in the first upgrade was the range, not the cone. The cone is the area of the attack, and the range is how far it reaches. Go range for crit achievement. Yeah, that's actually quite valid. That's if you want to do that, it makes sense to actually do that. But you can see it now here. The idea behind how that character behaves is basically he's not dealing a lot of damage to that elite character now at once, because all that small stuff is swarming around it and he's hitting it with it. So he's dealing like, okay, you still do 200 damage. That's actually quite a lot. But if you could just snipe the elite character with one attack, it would be like 2000 damage. And you could do that like 5, 6, 7 times in 10 seconds and he would be dead. Radiant Aura.
Oh, we go with a Radiant Aura.
Yeah, Radiant Aura is basically the same, but it's actually 360.
So we go with a bit more damage. Flat.
And we want to upgrade that Radiant Aura. But you can also control the range by moving and letting only so many enemies in the count. Yeah, that's correct, but if your whole screen is swarmed, it becomes harder. It is easier to do that with a smaller range, and also when you play the Swordsman, you maybe notice that the Swordsman is really good to just move in one direction and hacking through the enemies to get room to move, right? And you couldn't do that with a Cleric, because Cleric would hit at some point too many enemies and you cannot focus the damage anymore, because the Cleric will do less damage per enemy at some point if there are too many than the Swordsman is doing. Multiple proficiency choices is great. More replayability, yes, and more ways to combine it. For example, okay, it's not in here, but the weapon proficiency one was the choice between 20% damage and 15% attack speed. I mean, people cannot see it right now, but you can actually put on a weak, fragile effect on enemies with the Cleric. It has a low chance. Can there be more bounce or chain for projectiles? See, that is something we're a bit careful. Also, like adding projectiles in general, because you end up very quickly and where the world screen is full of projectiles. So yes, we would do that at some point, very likely, but we will not overdo it like in other games, because if we would do so, boss characters would be less interesting, because your whole screen needs to be swarmed with stuff and you cannot see attack patterns anymore. I was thinking about a character that launches projectiles that follows up enemies like the rats, but it's main attack, so you can use it multiple decisions for interesting gameplay. What do you think about that? I mean, homing projectiles in general, not like rats that move to one character, bite it, move to another enemy and bite that one. Actually, one of the next characters will have that kind of projectiles, right? Homing projectiles.
Yes, Warlock.
Yes. The animation of the Cleric is a bit off. Yeah, the Cleric is still a work in progress.
Yeah, I kind of...
The thing is, if you're watching our streams and we're showing stuff, you will basically see the development stage, just how it is.
And probably will have to do some clock animation like how it works. Because right now it's just mesh with weird weight paints on it.
I'm intrigued to see what the wizard mage will look like. Yeah.
I know how it's going to look like.
Okay, actually I need to say that for the 4 next characters we planned, including the cleric, there's 3 mage or like spellcaster or magic users in it. So the next 4 characters will basically the cleric, the warlock, a mage, and the shield maiden. Right?
Because the shield maiden is spellcaster.
No. So
okay.
That's why it's only 3 or 4.
Okay. That's true.
But then we have... Okay, I mean, if you have the homing projectiles with the warlock, it is very likely also a ranged character. Punishing Light or Sacred Flame. Oh, that's a Radiant Aura upgrade. Oh, you actually have already one. When did that happen?
Yeah, you missed it. It was banishing. But we need to go through these texts because adding an additional cast of the type fire. Okay. With 600 damage on all 800 years and burn. What does 10 burn effect mean?
Yeah, well, 10 burns.
Oh, so you have 10 burn effects.
Yeah.
And they are...
And they just get spread among the hit enemies.
That's an additional.
And if you're only hitting one enemy has 10 burn effect.
So that's like... that's why I have 2, right?
Yes, I'm cheating a bit. It's currently 4 different abilities, and if you upgraded it, it works to the other one. You did the banishing first, right?
Yeah.
The banishing is not working as intended because it should physically push back enemies when it triggers. And it's actually physical damage instead of magic. But yeah, you see now how quickly he dies.
Wow, that's really quick. Yeah. And what do we have here? I'm fully stacked. I don't need more of those.
Oh yeah, Shama actually wrote 2 of the same abilities. Yes, that's actually the Radiant Aura that we did. So Cleric have some total damage point and it's distributed through cone range. The bigger cone is more damage dispersed, smaller cone damage is more focused. Yes, that's right. That's exactly how the Cleric will work. Does burn stack? Yes. In theory it can stack endlessly, but I believe we set the limit to 20 stacks. So you can have 500 burn damage 20 per tick, which is every 0.5 seconds. 500 base main weapon damage. Yes! Wait, no, that description is wrong. It's 300. It adding just 300. Sorry, that description is wrong. Greetings from Singapore. Can't wait for more updates for the game. Hello, greetings from Germany.
Greetings for Germany. welcome to the stream. glad you like it, and yeah, we hope we will deliver.
Oh, levels!
Does this affect every single one of those?
Yes.
Very well.
Yeah, basically it is where... Okay, the idea basically behind that is to drop up abilities more often. So you see that you saw that green characters, right? Where's Mara from? France? No, I'm from Germany. They sound French to you. That's quite interesting. Normally people tell me I have a very German accent. Okay. No, those green characters basically have a chance to drop additional abilities to put more ability drops in it. Then the abilities themselves will be a bit weaker than they currently are, or comparatively to the main weapon. And you can upgrade them, and the upgrades are also affected by all the traits, so you have more combination possibilities. And if you saw that, the Radiant Aura upgrades, the traits, have also choices very similar to the Priest main weapon traits, where you can decide, I want to hit less, but for more damage, or I want to increase the range, or I want to increase the speed, or I actually want to add a critical chance to it. It really depends on the playstyle, and all these traits are reflected on all instances of basically that ability. In the case of Radiant Aura, we cannot do much more than making more effects to that aura or adding additional triggers. But for example, the Phantom Needles could get something like bouncing. And the abilities would be basically this game changer upgrades. I'm from Europe and accent isn't that much in English.
What is it?
I'm from Europe and the accent isn't that much in English. But my German one, I don't know.
I don't know. Okay.
Will there be pets, battle pets that attack, or utility pets to collect loot? No, but there will be summonings.
Yeah, that's
like more
the
than
same
the red
thing, I
ring.
think.
What?
I think that's the same thing. Just another
Yeah, I mean, you would need to, if you have an item that is adding a summoning, it can do stuff like that. The red ring is basically something like that, where you're just spawning reds. And the idea behind the reds is that you use them to weaken enemies, to have the fragile effect on them. Like, I mean the springers, right?
Yeah, the question.
I would also like to have an effect that increases the damage of burn and electric dots, or anything, any effect that does dots. You mentioned a character like Vampire that can't get automatic regeneration, but it depends from other enemies to get health. Well, someone might have already planned a vampire character. I have not yet in it to not have regeneration, but I thought it would be really cool to actually absorb health from characters around it.
Yeah.
Not dealing a lot damage, but having a higher regeneration. But we have like a vampire character on our list somewhere. But it's a bit far away, so we haven't really talked about that one yet.
Now it's getting
dark.
Okay.
Oh, new character. When are these dropping? Luckily, new characters are not coming before early access. Like, any new content, basically, will not appear in a prelude. That will be early access. Like, new stages, new abilities, new items, new Did I say characters?
You did say characters.
Yeah, we will have a lot of characters, so I can say characters twice, that's fine. But if there are changes to the game, like if, for example, we would adding additional traits to have choices for the swordsman and the archer, because we actually like that idea, that might be, then those might be also added at some point in the prelude.
Like, just to give a better impression of what the full game looks like.
Yeah, I mean it's updating the demo to the. I mean the main game will have it, and it will. You should not. It should be the case that if you're playing the main game and you're going to the prelude and you're at the same point, at a point that you can actually reach in the prelude, it should have the same content. So it's not missing that part out. If we're changing the main game or in the preparation for the early access release, that will be reflected on the prelude, and that includes like possibly additional traits or trait choices.
I honestly didn't expect people to play that long.
Yeah. Yeah, people are crazy. People are crazy. What are you going to say? Always going above your expectations. Like I said, I would have not expected anyone to finish the first level just by standing still.
Yeah, but that's also only possible with the red ring, right?
The red ring and the blood-soaked shirt, I believe, was it. And I'm unsure what else. That person actually posted a screenshot. Necromancer, lifesteal Necromancer. Yeah, Necromancer would be probably something with summonings again if we would do that, because we also need summoning characters.
There is an overlap with Necromancer and Warlock. Warlock is more demon-based. Necromancer is combat-based. Both are summoners. Where do we go?
What's the next? The blood-soaked chest piece is kinda like that. Oh yeah, but I probably will tone it down a bit, just a bit, because in later levels we will not have much more enemies, but they will become stronger. So it's a really good item for the first level up, but I believe it's becoming harder to utilize in later levels or in certain special levels. Might be, not sure yet. What about totems that give buffs but have HP and can die when hit by monsters? That's actually possible. I actually have a character in my mind who's doing something similar to totem, what you have in your mind. Which I called a witch, like a plant witch. I put that on the character suggestion sheet, but I'm not sure if you ever saw that.
Yeah, I saw it. But I have to... oh, I take it. I have to consider it, and...
we have ideas.
We have a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
And not enough time to put them in action. Big problem.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan of Diablo and Vampire Survivors. Seeing that I had to play it, and it's absolutely amazing already. Thank you for the prelude. I can wait for the full game. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think about it, but there isn't an equipment that gives you something but lower your health capacity. Or if it's there, I think more of them could be interesting. There is actually an equipment that is more effective the lower your health is. And it's also a healing item, but it's not in a game yet. It's basically an unlock centered around the Cleric, or will be. We had it in our playtest early on, but it was considered very, very, very strong. But it's also very hard to balance, and it scales more with the damage you deal instead of the kills you do. I really enjoyed the 3 minutes standing still challenge. A bit of RNG and a gear was necessary. Do you plan on having a way of artificially raising the difficulty? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the That's the Shrine of Torment that you mentioned earlier. That you can adjust the difficulty and plus rewards from the difficulty before entering the halls. That's planned. But I hope we can get a little bit twists in this mechanic, because just making it more difficult and is yeah, it should be interesting and it should not be all the same.
But making it more difficult is also quite interesting.
Yeah, but in what way? You know?
Yeah.
A tough question.
Do you guys have any ideas what abilities that deal damage that scale with something like HP, other stats than just percentage of damage?
Yeah.
I mean, it's already possible, and I think we talked a few times about it already.
Yeah.
But we keep that more complicated stuff for later stages. We also had this one character which was very defense orientated and should be a lot of counter attack, but we figured it's a really hard early game character. Oh, there's a new boss. Let's look at that boss. Whoa, I haven't seen that attack pattern yet. He's dying quite quickly.
Yeah, because that cleric is OP.
Yeah, I haven't really done a lot of runs. Also, you have said you're getting way more abilities than you should. I mean, than it was originally intended, and abilities, if you upgrade them all, they're pretty strong. How do you define effects to kill? Well, any effect that's on an enemy that deals damage. Currently there's only burn, and the next one will be electrify. The next element will electric damage. Or what we will have a mage to deal electric damage.
Yeah, I mean it's different in different games. Some games go with mage does arcane damage. Really depends on the designer.
We basically take also in consideration what we actually need to bring in more different type of effects and stuff. And we have already the Thunderstrike, as you see. It doesn't have any electric effect yet, so we put the stun on it. It will probably keep the stun at some work, but stun is not a very regular effect put on enemies, because if you could stun too much, it could put enemies in stun lock. So it's really hard to actually balance that properly out. But yeah, the mage is currently at a time where we want to put in a new element. The element is electric damage, so that's what he will do. So his main attack will be an electric attack. But actually the abilities unlocking will probably not be an electric attack, so...
Yeah, I mean, some abilities will have... I mean, I have a couple of ideas for electric abilities, I think. I mean, synergies came up earlier, and I think that's like... Because, you know, once you have those 6 abilities, then come the upgrades, and then after that you need like another step. It would be good.
People like your new boss.
Oh, thanks. That's the way forward, and he hints towards the next, towards the theme of the next stage. Probably.
Yes, I mean you killed an imp to unlock the imp level, right?
Yeah. Is it a movie? I mean, it starts with imps
Hmm.
fire.
I would say that imps are a bit overrepresented in the demographics of Ember Grounds.
What does mean? What does 10% chance to trigger hit effects? I mean,
For example, your fragile effect on your main weapon.
okay, okay.
But it could be also burn chance if you have like fire attack. Or maybe freeze 2 seconds and insta kill on non-elite mobs. No, I missed something. You're not having freeze yet. Ice damage is coming later. Chain lightning. Yes, that might be something the mage is doing. Just maybe. Maybe it's also bold. We don't know yet. Do you know it already? Do we know already have you already defined what the attack of the mage is?
In my head,
Okay, perfect.
I thought we talked about chain lightning.
Okay. Because we also had the lightning bolt thing, but I believe that was an ability, right?
What I wanted to do is an ability that's called Kugelblitz.
Yes.
And that's a different thing.
Okay.
Okay, let's go with honey.
Dragon Breath now feels really underwhelming. Money. Yes. But we still need to work abilities out. I mean, if we really go with the upgrades and different type of how the traits develop, we need to look over all abilities once more anyways, so it's a lot of work on that end.
Because once you make one ability stronger, the others feel weaker again, and
Is it additive or multiplicative, increasing the trigger chance? 10% burn chance, 10% increase, 25% or 16.5? It is the chances, they could be like that, but for clarification I made it that it's only additive. There is like only one thing where it's multiplicative, and that's or basically there are just a few things where it's multiplicative. That's currently the damage, because you have the base damage on attacks and abilities, and you basically also see that it's base damage and then relative damage increase. I guess you guys got that, and then we have the same thing for health. The last thing is actually critical damage, but that one is a bit confusing because you have base critical damage increase, which is a percentage number because it depends on your damage you actually deal, and then you have a relative increase of it, and normally you increase it relatively, but there's this one ring, forgot, it is not the wooden ring, it's I believe the copper ring, which increases it by the base damage, the base critical bonus damage by 20%. Yeah, that can make huge difference because it multiplies with all your other upgrades. Oh wow, only 50 money for leveling up at full. I think that's not fair. I mean, that's actually more than we intended at some point. We're getting way too much gold at some point. It was never intended to get 6,000 gold with the run, I believe. When I did my first runs and tried to around a bit, I was always between 1,000 and 1,500 when finishing a stage. Will there eventually be more than 5 levels per trait? Or will more traits or spells be added? There are currently more than 5 traits for the Radiant Aura ability. Paul is getting one again. you will actually see... No, it's not yet. But he should be able to get right now to level 8. Right, level 8. So for abilities, there are currently more. But the base traits or anything like that, I don't think we're doing more than 5 of them. But we will see what the future brings, right?
All that stuff.
Whoa! Now the levels are coming in.
Yeah.
What do we get? What do we get? Oh, there we have it. Radiant Aura level 8. Critical. But you can also skip that one out and get a better one if you're not focusing on critical damage.
I do focus on critical.
Okay, nice.
Let's go.
Understood. When will the next update of patch come? Maybe next week. I'm not sure yet. Currently, we are focusing a lot on getting stuff done for the early access bonus constantly. I need to put that notifications on here. Yeah, if there's something worth to do an update. There are a few bugs I would like to fix, like the power hitter not working. Actually, the bog boots, or what they're called now, are actually increasing the speed of enemies.
Okay, that's not good.
I don't know how that happened. Probably when we did the optimization with the modifiers being put into C++ code.
Yeah.
So
Next boss.
yeah. Oh, it's a third boss of the stage. Look at that! Look at that beauty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I redid that wave. And you know what I added? The favorite enemy of all players. Yes. I mean, the boss has you to run around. So I thought, what better to add than enemies that are annoying to navigate around. And if you want to ask me, yes, I hate the player base entirely. I want to annoy you. If you're finding ways on how to make the game look easy, I will find ways to make it harder.
She's kidding.
No, I'm not. I want to give people a challenge, but doable challenges.
Yeah, so that's...
So this is not balanced. I just added that, and then I thought, please throw Paul on it to see what happens if that's actually doable.
Yeah.
And if he can do it, you can do it as well.
Until now it was like piece of cake. Now it's getting
Way too many slimes.
too many everything. See.
You know, I actually reduced the number compared to the boss before. But before it were just imps. Did I kill Paul? Maybe.
This
looks too easy. Maybe add in teleporting blue mages. Oh, that's a good idea. I like that.
It's not a hard task to kill me in the game. No. Let's play. Let's see. I'm dead anyway.
Oh my god.
I can't see it. Oh, okay. I
Revival! Oh, you can still kill the boss. Try to kill the boss. Whoa. You got high, many burn stacks on him. Nice, he's dead. Now you just need to survive until the end. I give you 3 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay, you're not...
3 minutes.
Maybe there are too many green slimes, I admit that.
Yeah, also the ashen worms are really...
Maybe there are too many of that, yes.
They are not supposed to be that many because look how many there are crawling around. It's way too much. Also, they are not very tame. They were intended to be like... They are... You know what they can do.
He is completely surrounded by poison portals, clearly too easy. Yes. I think so as well. Okay, there was a bigger question actually, that I now skipped. What do you guys think about buying upgrades for your gear? Like, if gear levels could be anything from, let's say, getting 2 of the same item to enhancing it or leveling up fire boots, for example. Okay, there's now coming some examples, but we have an idea. We have an idea. Because people complained that they cannot do stuff with looted dropping in stages. But I will not go into detail yet. But prefix and suffixes.
Yeah, we already gave it away. So because we know what that means.
Yeah, but they don't know how and how it will work. So they will only know that they will need items, and they will only know that there will be prefix and suffixes, and the rest is to see.
Yeah.
Now you can spread.
You can speculate
your
about
conspiration theories. What's going on? Do your worst. Also, is there a way to players can make a small token or donation to the devs via Steam?
I don't think that's possible.
No, I don't think that's possible.
It's also like difficult for us X-wide also to accept donations. As
I mean, what we can do, if we have that, what I would really like to do, is adding a soundtrack. Yeah. Or like adding the soundtrack to be buyable, to be downloadable.
Once we have a few more tracks.
so it gives people the option that are invested into the game and want to spend a bit more to do that. Yeah. And it's like a normal purchase, and you're getting something for it, even if that sound is in a game. But I actually like that idea that game developers are offering the soundtrack. And then it depends. You can spend that extra money, or you don't need to, because yeah. How does the +1 piercing upgrade interact with attacks spells? +1 piercing only works on abilities that actually need to pierce enemies, and we're not having that many right now. The transfixion ability is requiring it because it will stop at some point, but basically Paul is not hitting enough enemies to get there that this would be necessary. The arrows are currently affected by it, and the phantom needles. If you have piercing, they will be able to hit one additional enemy because they're limited in the amount of enemies they hit. But the transfixion ability is also decreasing in damage they deal by enemies, so it's not very effective on it. The other abilities have an unlimited hit, so it's not really affecting them. That's the reason why there's not so much focus on that one yet, and it is also only available, the upgrade, if you have an ability or the archer that you could actually need it. I know the look is very Diablo inspired, but I'm getting Heroes of Might and Magic vibes. Very nice.
Okay. Never heard that one, but yeah, thanks.
Oh, look, there's the new final boss. I'm interested in that one as well. That one is very purple. You're dealing too much damage.
I think so too.
Especially, your build is perfect for that boss. You know that with the Radiant Aura and with the Priest character being the best against boss enemies. And there's only one. If you hit it, you deal like 5,000 damage or so. If you can get close, that's it.
There needs to be a catch on this one as well. I finished the attack patterns yesterday. Today actually.
I had to pull it from Git into my branch to get it actually in, because you just finished it like 1 hour before I've put in the bosses.
I think there are too many of those explosive ones.
I always feel like it is a bit hard with final boss, I believe, in a design, because in the wave design, especially in the first level, I always made it in a very specific way that you cannot evade all attacks. I did that on purpose. I know some people actually hate it, but that's the reason why at some points green slimes come in a pattern that you actually have to take that damage. So you're actually getting rewarded if you're bold and sometimes just running through the enemies rather than backing down and trying to avoid them and hitting them before they hit you.
Yeah.
But that's something I'm not sure if you can do that for final boss. You cannot do that too much because I don't know. I mean, you have regeneration. I'm split on that.
Yeah.
But nice! You did it! But only level 82. I mean, you could have done level 100.
Yeah.
I saw people doing that.
Okay.
Nice.
So that was like very experimental. New character, new progression on the Undergrounds, and new final boss.
How are you and how are the players actually liking the idea of upgradable abilities and having choices in the traits that you can decide and they're mutually exclusive?
I mean, I like the mutual exclusivity, but on the aura, on the radiant aura, I felt like I didn't feel very. I mean, this specifically, the general idea of upgradable, upgradable abilities, I find very interesting. You can do a lot of things with that, but with the aura, it's difficult, and because you adding casts, and the casts they just differ in certain values, right?
And like the attack type or the bonus effects they're doing.
I don't know why this like the jumps
Because I believe it's your inventory. It's a field where your stash is.
They should see if it's still in the in the entry. Yeah. Okay. It's I don't know if it. We will have to look into the technical part, because right now you're just adding an ability on top of it.
We need to do that properly.
Yeah. And also the cast need to be timed, right? They should come like in a certain sequence, because I didn't have the feeling that I didn't feel like it was shown to me what type of cast happened. In general, the radiant aura doesn't communicate when it's going to cast. That's missing. I want to add this to it, that you can see it in the aura, that like a ring or something that expands, and when it hits the edges, then the cast happens. And you could do this with different colors, for example, right? And indicate, okay, this is now the fire cast, or this is now the arcane cast, whatever. So in general, I think the idea is very good. I think we should go with this, and we should have multiple layers to it. We should not go like, okay, now you have 10 upgrades or something, but let's go with 5 or something. That area. And then after those 5, you get the next tier mechanic to the abilities.
When you say upgrades, do you talk about traits or?
No, I talk about ability upgrades that you get with.
Oh yeah, I had in my mind that you're not getting more than, not choose more than 2.
2, okay.
Because they're very powerful. You need to imagine, if we're going with 5 per ability, that would be like 30 upgrades. then we need to scale them so much down that they're on the level of traits right now.
Yeah, you're right.
And the idea was to have game changers, to have the upgrades to be something that you can throw on it to change how it behaves.
Yeah.
But in a very drastic way, because you can make it just as strong as another ability.
Yeah.
It is a replacement for an ability. The ability upgrade is a replacement for an ability. But the general abilities will be a bit weaker because the frequency will be more higher. But for just something like more damage or whatever, or casting it quicker, you would just go with the traits.
Yeah.
And can then decide, for example, in there.
Yes. Okay, so what I would like to have is like when you have a combination of abilities that you get to I liked the mechanic from Vampire Survivor. The items, you can upgrade one of those to parity or something.
Yeah, that okay. Something that did not work out, I tried to figure that out how I can do that, is that you need to get the traits to level 3 before you can get the first upgrade. Then you need to get it to 6 before you can choose the second upgrade. And then you need to get it to 10 for the ultimate stuff we haven't decided yet on.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And yeah, together with the item system that we're planning, is going to be quite interesting, I think. Also, yeah, the cupbearer is also the next thing that would be cool. You don't unlock the 4th character currently in the prelude because this is a custom build we made for showcasing on the stream. So this is this is just a preview from our side. So this is the 4th character will only come with the early access. Yeah, evolving items. Not items, not evolving items, evolving abilities in our game. Right? Would be a cool thing.
Now I'm showing like what I'm doing here.
Okay, you just upgrading and then.
And I'm just going now overpower with that radiant aura.
Oh, that's very flattering. This is my most looked forward to game this year. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks. We are also very excited for the release, and I hope you folks will like it. Really looking forward to the feedback, and we have so many things planned for the game, and I hope we will get there in time, because it's so much work right now. Yeah.
Any thoughts on items blessings that give experience bonus? We have that, but I haven't put that in prelude on purpose. So it will be coming, but not yet. Upgrade ability sounds like it should change overrides base ability not. I think yes, that is the idea. That is how it will work, but that's not technically implemented yet. So I sheeted it in this way to have. That's a prototype of it. A very dirty one that I did today in like an hour or something.
Yeah. Can we?
Yes.
Can we have an option to push the work back into the well? Him setting different prices based on the item I retrieve seems like a scam. It is a scam. It is a scam, but you have to put up with it. And I had plans with him, but it's not sure if it's gonna happen. But yeah, it's going to be interesting.
So, I should have taken more difficult enemies.
Okay, so you're going with passive run right now.
Well, see, I gave myself a lot of health stuff and regeneration stuff, and I did know something. I took that sparking tips, which when you're hitting an enemy with a physical attack that burns, it sparks. Yes, it's not very visible, and then it can put other enemies on fire. And I thought it was a cool combination that you have such Sacred Flame upgrade, which gives you an additional castle, which is fire, and then after that one comes a physical attack, which basically spreading the fire instantly.
Okay.
And then I have the amulet on myself that is it healing me or giving me an attack based on how many enemies are burning? I'm not sure.
I haven't seen which one you picked, but
I could look it up, but that's fine. I want to go with questions while I'm standing around and getting killed.
there was a question: how big is our team?
5 plus 1.
Plus one. One intern is here. Sarah. She's also doing. She's partly on contract work and partly on House of Torment. She does item images, item graphics. So let's see how you have to work out.
Okay, the issue is the champion characters are quite strong. They have defense, which no other characters have yet, and they have even regeneration.
So you have 5 people, but not all are working on House of Torment all the time. There are other things to be done here in the office. And
But that's boring. We want to see Halls of Torment.
yeah, making games. You don't always get to make games all the time when you're a game developer. Unfortunately, that's the sad truth.
What's actually that? If it's big enough increase, you could take up an item slot, in my opinion. But if it's the same, it's another items upgrade. Taking up a slot is a big drawback. Also, just realized I said items. I don't know what you call the lightning bolt and stuff like that. Abilities? Yes, those are abilities.
Yeah, that didn't go well.
I cannot just stand around.
It's okay, it's fine. I mean, it's not the intended way to play, right?
No. I mean, the champion also just stand. I just also hacked that into the game to increase drop chance of abilities. Do you want to see my test ground?
Yeah, sure.
It's boring.
That's wrong, right?
Yeah. What's that? Auto aim sound. Yeah, it's basically a test ground where the health and the spawn amount keeps on increasing. Oh, I did not remember the auto aim.
Yeah,
where the health of the characters and the amount of characters spawned keeps increasing by 100% each every minute. So the difficulty is increasing quadratically. which is intended for to go very quickly through the development of a stage. From very few enemies that do not take a lot of damage to like a lot of enemies where you need to run and almost dying in just 5 minutes. That's how I'm balancing.
Those are scorched.
Yeah.
They already have an appearance in Ember.
Yeah.
They are hard to spot on background, I think. Undergrounds, I think. I'm considering to change the colors of the enemies just to make them more visible.
You will see them when they're spawning as fire skulls. So, is there any other question? Because we did quite long time already. We're probably close to closing the stream. So if you have any questions that we need to answer, if you want to pin our backs to the wall, because that's now a very good time, do it now. Otherwise, we're basically done for the next week.
Yeah, Marvin, thanks also for joining us, and thanks for the best wishes. We hope it will be successful, and yes, I'm looking forward.
Yeah, tell your favorite streamer about the game so we're getting more visibility.
Yeah.
That actually helps a lot.
Yeah.
Because you see, we have 30 viewers, that's more than 3 times than last time. But somehow we're not reaching that many people with our streams. Maybe because we're not doing it professionally.
No, I think it's fine.
But
the people who are interested in our work, they join in, and we're happy to talk to them. We don't have to be like.
But it's really great to see how many people are actually streaming and making.
Yes, that's so nice to see.
And uploading videos. I really love it.
I mean, this is not this is not the content we make. We make games. That's our specialty, and that's what we focus on. And this is just for people who like to know more on the game behind the scenes. And that's fine.
It would be great to know about the stream more in advance. I was lucky to find it at this point. Yeah. We want to do the next one maybe in 3 weeks. I don't know what is happening in 3 weeks. Maybe we should announce it a bit in before. We will try. Is a plan to make this a difficult game? You kept bringing it up, but don't know if it's a joke. See, the thing is, I want to make it difficult, but by the nature of what the game is, it is this kind of micro game where you have a meta progression where every time you play, you're getting more options to build and you're getting slightly stronger. This is what motivates you to keep on playing, that makes it interesting, to get stronger and to test out new things. So at some point, the new stage that was difficult will become easy. It is just in the nature. There will be options so you can adjust the difficulties yourself. And I have an idea on how we can make generated wave stuff basic, because there's like something like a difficulty score for each enemy. So it could go endlessly difficult in that regard. So it would be nice to have it, but it's not the highest priority right now.
I mean, difficulty is very relative.
Yeah.
Our main goal is to make a fun game.
Yeah.
And when a game is too difficult, it gets frustrating and the fun is gone. So what we want to do is, I mean, it should be a challenge, and it should demand a little bit from you, but it should give you the utilities to overcome this challenge. Yeah, it's something you play in your free time, so it should not be like something overly cumbersome or hard. There will always be those difficulty spikes that you have to overcome. That's the motivation, right? To get better and to progress in the game, and the game will offer you solutions to these hard difficulty spikes. And once you find a way, like you improve your loadout, you make another build, you figure a way out to make the game easier for you. I think that's interesting.
I mean, we also had the talk, had it earlier, of it is very hard to balance because you cannot see all possible combinations. So you cannot make the base game too difficult. It should be certainly a challenge, and we don't want something like... I've played like 50 or 100 of these games already. Yes, I did my research. And what annoyed me the most was I was going in and it was a power creep. You started, and by the end of the first run you were basically so powerful, the rest of the game became uninteresting. And I feel it shouldn't be that. You should be able to feel the difference it makes in getting better equipped, but also having better strategies. You can learn a bit more about the stage, so I think we have a higher skill factor in it. So there is a certain difficulty to it. But it makes no sense to make a too hard challenge. That is the optional part we want to add with the Torment level.
Will we upload the VOD?
Yes.
But not on YouTube, right?
Oh, we will.
We will? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, then yes, the answer is yes. There will be a VOD on YouTube.
I haven't uploaded the last one because the quality was bullshit.
Oh, look at that. Your Cleric is dying over and over again because I looped the death animation.
Yes.
Yeah, it's this.
He does the flop.
Yeah.
Okay, enough played.
Yes, another question, but this game has been magnificent even in this early stage of development. Thank you very much. I can't wait to see what this game will evolve to later on. Keep up the great work. Will do. I know it's not easy. I've been telling all my friends about this game. Jam and spreading the word. You guys have a true idea. Thank you so much. This is really appreciated, and yeah, thanks a lot. Oh, we are based in Stuttgart, Germany, southwest Germany. Yeah. Thank you, folks, for the nice words and for joining us and for playing the game. It's been a really nice ride so far, and we do all that's in our might to make this a good game, a fun game, a good experience for you. Yeah, thank you very much. So with that in mind, or with that said, I should rather say we are going to go home and
yes,
have a nice evening and hold it for a day.
Yes.
Because it's been already like...
It has been 2 hours.
2 hours.
There's a timer on top of that.
Awesome.
Okay, it's not 2 hours because we had a warm-up. But we did play more than expected we would.
Yeah.
Well, thank you anyways for joining and for following, and I hope to see you again.
Yeah.
And playing the game.
Yes, we love to see you guys play, and we love to hear from you and your thoughts on the game anytime. We read everything basically that comes in.
Yes.
There's a lot of feedback coming in, but we take our time to go through. So thank you very much, and see you next time. Have a nice evening. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.